All right, thank you all so much for being patient. We will go ahead and begin our meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Reed. Councilmember Kelly.
Here.
Councilmember Harris.
Present.
Councilmember Newsma.
Here.
Councilmember Burns. We have a quorum.
Excellent, thank you so much. We have no virtual participation, so we can move on to approval of minutes for the past meeting, January 13th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll move the minutes.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none. Minutes passed. Public comment? Do we have any?
We don't have anybody signed up.
Okay, and we have people out there, but it looks like no one signed up. So we will move along in our agenda. Are there any things we wish to pull from the agenda? I heard A7 from Councilmember
Yeah, I'm not
Newsma.
seeing staff here that can speak to A7, so I will, we'll take care of that at council.
Would you be able to speak?
I would be able to speak to that.
Laura could speak.
Oh, I didn't look to my left and see Laura over there.
You're not
So,
used to Laura
okay,
being there.
I'm
It's
gonna
usually
pull
Edgar.
A7.
Okay, A7. Anything, Councilmember Kelly? Nope, okay. So seeing,
I'll move approval of the
Thank
consent
you.
agenda minus item A7.
is there a second? Councilmember Kelly, is there a second?
I second.
All right. It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of accepting the consent agenda minus A7, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Seeing no opposition, it moves and is approved. A7,
I will move approval of contract amendment number 1 to the agreement with Tesca Associates for the Mason Park expansion and the Church Dodge Transportation Improvement Project.
Council Kelly,
And
you second.
with its second from
Councilmember.
Councilmember Kelly. Just a question to clarify that this is an extension of the contract from phase 1.
Yes.
And the contract that we executed at phase 1 was a result of a competitive process. So, and that process included some kind of look at the price for additional phases.
Yes. When we issued a request for qualifications and determined the consultant's qualifications, we rated them for qualifications all the way through construction oversight, so planning, design, bidding services, and construction oversight. But we only awarded the first segment at first because we knew that after we went through public engagement, the scope of work might change substantially.
Right, right. I just want to make sure we're not committing ourselves to somebody in phase 1 who might be giving us a really low price, knowing that they're likely, if not automatically, going to get phase 2 and they can be more liberal with their pricing in phase 2.
Typically, I think for this particular one, we did a request for qualifications, and so they were selected without considering price. And then we went to do a cost proposal with our preferred consultant, and we negotiated that cost proposal till it seemed appropriate, and then we awarded the contract. And we've similarly negotiated this cost
So
proposal.
there is an eye to price. We're not just, accepting whatever number they give us and,
Oh, no, we actually negotiated.
okay. Great, thank you.
Councilmember Kelly.
Thank you. And so what is phase 2? Again, I'm sorry.
Phase 2 is the preparation of the construction documents. So up till now, we've had a number of public engagements where we provided different concept plans for how we could deal with both the park property as well as the Church Dodge intersection. We received a number of comments. We refined those concept plans to come up with a single plan that has been reviewed with the public. And now this section of the contract is to prepare the construction documents on the preferred plan so that we can take it out for bid.
Okay. And does this, I know this is the Mason Park, so has this gone to Parks and Rec for approval?
They have definitely had opportunities to review this concept and discuss it, but we have not asked them to approve the contract amendment. That is not a typical process.
Okay, but they approve the design and the scope of work. They know, they understand what they're going to be doing in phase 2, and they approved of that,
They provided feedback to that.
to this phase 2.
Yeah, they provided feedback on the concept plans that were presented, and their feedback was incorporated into the final concept.
Okay, which is phase 2?
Yes.
So they do have feedback. I just want to make sure that, since it is a large, it's not, 20,000, 30,000, we're looking at a large amount. Okay, so Parks and Rec did weigh in then on this, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd like to chime in as a council member for the second ward. They have done exactly what I've asked them to do, that I wanted an extensive amount of community engagement that we hosted at ETHS. I think we did some at Robert Crown. I can't remember now, but we had at least 4 or 5 open sessions where the community was engaged, and they've met with me a number of times. So I know they're hitting the benchmarks, because this is important to me as a council member of this ward. And they did talk to members of the Parks and Rec, not TESCA, but the city did, and then came back, gave me that input. And I, for lack of a better word, I gave it the final, yes, this is, we gave some pull and tug, right? And I was like, nope, this isn't what we're looking for. So I have been pleased with TESCA and the way that they've been receptive to my request. So I am in approval of this at this time, just as a council.
That's helpful, thank you.
Yep. All right, any other questions? Seeing none. All those in favor of A7, approval of the contract amendment number 1 to the agreement with TESCA Associates for the Mason Park, that's so long. Mason Park expansion and Church and Dodge transportation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hearing no opposition, it moves. And I don't believe there's anything else on our docket, which means P&D can start on time. Thank you all for your time. Have a good day. I call the meeting adjourned.